do to make this episode better than the last one? I mean, Adam Driver was perfect. How am I going to top that?
Puppies?
I mean, I do love puppies. Mine is adorable. See? No, stop. This isn't about my adorable dog. Yes, he's cute, but he's a terrible actor. Welcome to A Tough Act to Follow. I'm Preston, aka the Ploominator, and I will be your eccentric fashion designer, here to design a coat for the best and brightest stars on the Hollywood screen. Now for this video, I think we need to get someone who we can't even deny deserves to be recognized. Why don't we talk about one of the most Oscar-nominated actresses who has never actually won the award, and unfairly at that. Let's talk about the absolute phenomenon that is Glenn Close. But what is it that makes Glenn such a memorable figure? What are the qualities that keep her in the spotlight? And how on earth can I make this video without using any examples from her seemingly perpetual Broadway runs of Sunset Boulevard? In short, what makes Glenn Close a tough act to follow? Glenn Close is an unbelievably talented actress and possibly one of the best ones still working today. Throughout her career, she's shown a versatility and a transformative power which allowed her to hold her own as a talented character actress. But her longevity as a character actress has also transferred into lead roles which keep her able to play characters of all walks of life and all stylistic types of performances. She can and has played characters who are nurturing, shrewd, conniving, vulnerable, explosive, and so much more. Her talents also allow her to carry roles which may be outside of her age range and demographic and evolve over large periods of time.
Frowns or something? What's all this?
She has no tongue.
What do you mean she has no tongue?
I mean she has no tongue. It was cut off.
Oh, Christ, I'm sorry.
It was cut off on purpose because of what happened to a little girl named Ellen James. 2 men raped her when she was 11 years old. They cut off her tongue so she wouldn't tell anyone who they were or what they looked like. Some of these women formed a society in her honor.
Glenn was only 4 years older than Robin Williams, who plays her son in this movie. But you get a sense from their interactions and the way she carries herself that she's a decade or two older. And that's a testament to her ability to transform in subtle ways and really create interesting character growth over the course of the movie, both in terms of the character's physical age and the emotional experiences. Glenn's a chameleon of sorts. She allows herself and her characters to fit the needs of the script and can supply support or contrast to the other characters as they interact.
What's it to you?
Hello, my name is Garb. My mother and I were just passing
Your
by.
mother?
I'll be glad to pay you.
Oh, yes, you see my mother.
I don't go for no kinky stuff. You want any of that, you go over to 8th Avenue.
Oh, no, she just wants to talk
Well, what's
to you.
your regular charge for what you do?
You know, ask you a few questions.
Would $10 be enough?
$10?
That's the usual charge.
Hell, Mom, I don't know. It depends, but...
I'll give you 20. And we'll go someplace where we can get a cup of coffee and get warm and talk.
Her versatility is what really allows her to be convincing and play characters who are incredibly dissimilar. And this ability to jump between a wide variety of characters is not only encapsulated by her physical changes, but also by her tactical ones. I haven't really talked too much about tactics yet, but I'm going to bring them up here because they are what Glenn excels at. Tactics are actions actors use to achieve their intentions. A character wants money from another person, and they could grovel, demand, attack, etc., etc. Glenn is incredibly good at switching between these and keeps the scene moving forward while doing so. And she does this in a way that is incredibly subtle, so much that you almost don't even notice.
I can't do it. I can't take it. I can't take the humiliation of holding your coat and arranging your pills and picking the crumbs out of your beard and being shoved aside with all the other wives to talk about some goddamn shopping trip while you say to all the gathering sycophants that your wife doesn't write. Your wife, who just won the Nobel Prize?
And her tactical mastery also allows her to be incredibly deceptive. She can lie in ways that seem genuine and true and make even us, the audience, who may know the truth of the scene, doubt that we do. It's a powerful trick that allows her to keep the scenes interesting and draws us, the audience, into her characters and their journeys further. She's able to believe what she says externally while not believing it internally.
Nathaniel, if you're trolling for nuggets of bitterness, you'll find none here.
Shucks. Now, speaking of bitterness, I spoke to his ex, Carol.
How is she?
She's good. She's a psychiatrist.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah.
But her ability to age and shift tactically isn't her only transformative skill. Glenn also has an ability to disappear into her characters. The best actors are the ones that make you forget that they are the ones playing the roles, and Glenn is amazing at this. She can completely embody the persona of the character on screen in a way that you forget that she's even in the movie.
Sir, is there something on your mind?
Oh, no, sir. Well, sir, the fact is, I've been thinking.
Oh, thinking, are you?
Yes, sir. I've been thinking I might purchase a little business.
And beyond that, Glenn shifts into this meek and almost forgettable figure. It's quite simple to stand out as a bold character. It's much harder to do so as someone who's meek and soft-spoken, and especially when all of the eyes in the room aren't supposed to be on you. And that's because Glenn is doing something else. She's displaying levels of secrecy that help her control the narrative. She knows things that the other characters don't, and often we, the audience, don't either. It allows her to hold power in a scene even when her character wouldn't hold power in the story.
Maybe she would have one day, but she died suddenly.
Without telling you who you are?
Yes. She gave me a picture of a lady she said was my mother, and she hinted more than once that my people were grand folk.
But this isn't to say that Glenn can't also be interesting when she's boisterous and over the top either. She is absolutely able to make roles which should be cartoonish seem wholly human and justified, and she does this by making her intentions genuine and allowing the tactical choices that they make to be realistic, even if the role itself is a cartoonish absurd one.
Oh, I shouldn't think so.
Be sure to let me know when the blessed event occurs.
Oh, well, it won't be for another 8 months.
The puppies, darling. I've no use for babies. Cheerio!
But the other thing that makes a role like Cruella work is that Glenn knows how to chew the scenery. Chewing the scenery is essentially overacting. It's hammy, cheesy, it's intentionally over the top. Numerous actors and comedians have made careers doing it. Glenn doesn't do it often, but when she does, it's very precise and purposeful. And in the case of Cruella, she's not giving any kind of kosher performance. That was a ham joke, because pork isn't kosher and she's being hammy. Never mind. Glenn goes huge in this movie, and the character is in no way believable, but we don't need her to be. She's a diabolical villain based on a cartoon. She's allowed to be a little cheesy, and the over-the-top nature of her character works in the context of the movie and helps make her a far more interesting character who stands up against the cartoon counterpart.
Darling, red isn't your color. Give me the hat. Give me the hat, or you become a hat. Give it to me!
But all that aside, the one thing that Glenn does better than anyone is she keeps us guessing. Many actors give away their intentions or make what they want incredibly obvious, but Glenn is so good at playing characters who live in a world of ambiguity. She's not only a master of deceiving other characters and scenes, she's also a master of deceiving us, the audience, and our expectations, and often can make us question what we think we know, even when we're certain we know the ending.
Is this what you want to talk about, our imaginary love affair?
I'm pregnant. I saw my gynecologist on Monday. Here's his card. You can call him.
You don't,
Use anything? No.
Even when she explicitly says what she wants, it's not clear or obvious, and it helps make her character that much more sinister because we don't know what she could do next. It's hard to make a character in a movie completely unpredictable and still find logic in each and every step of their actions, but Glenn makes Alex that way. She's impossible to figure out, and we spend so much time worrying about how horrible this whole, no pun intended, affair could end up because we have watched her go through these manic and then civil episodes in the blink of an eye without a second thought. And that's incredibly hard to do convincingly and a true testament to Glenn's skill as an actress. So why do we like Glenn Close? 1, Glenn is versatile. She's able to play an incredibly wide variety of characters and do so in a way that is entirely believable. Her entire career is a testament to this skill, and the roles she's played have continued to grow and evolve as she does. 2, Glenn can switch between tactics in the blink of an eye. She's negotiating the playing space with her scene partners like a chess match, constantly changing her approach to make sure that her character is always the one in control of the scene. In addition, it allows her to lie convincingly because she can alter the actions she's taking to make us believe her even when we know the truth. 3. Glenn can hold our attention. And even when she's playing a character who normally wouldn't, she has this chameleon-like ability to vanish and hide in plain sight and can portray characters who are meek and forgettable in a story in a way that makes them compelling and interesting to us, the audience. 4. Glenn knows when to chew the scenery. She can overact in a way that never seems like bad acting, but rather fully eccentric or over-the-top choices that fit the character and the world. She can be hammy while still fitting into the world she occupies and creates a full and interesting character who doesn't fall victim to bad acting. 5. Glenn is unpredictable. Using everything mentioned above, Glenn can keep us on our toes. She can explode at a moment's notice. She can transform physically and emotionally in ways that vary wildly, but never in a way that seems unreal. And she can play characters who are pinballing through intentions without ever feeling like she's out of control or fake. So now that we've talked about why Glenn Close is such an amazing actress, we need to watch where she shines the brightest. And I'm going to be honest with you, she's had so many awards and nominations in her career that this was incredibly hard to curate. But I think I've come pretty close to a perfect sample. So here are my 5 essential Glenn Close performances. 1. The World According to Garp. Glenn's role in this is a strong, self-righteous, and at times overbearing mother who shows how strong she is as an actress very early in her career. She works in small contrasts of being nurturing and compassionate while also being manipulative and harsh. The differences are subtle, and that's why they're so good. 2. The Wife. This movie is beautiful. Glenn takes subtle acting to a whole new level. She makes choices and goes through an emotional and mental journey that allows her to really shine from start to finish, and while the story is slow, it's never boring. And a large part of that is because of her talented performance. 3. Albert Nobbs. Glenn's work as a woman living as a man is beautifully small. She completely vanishes into the character and remains in this androgynous role throughout the film, often making us question exactly who Albert is. It's small, and that helps it really become a beautiful and simple story. 4. 101 Dalmatians. I'll be honest, this movie is not good. It's cheesy, it's silly, it's cartoonish, it's over the top, and that is why it's fantastic, because Glenn gets all of that. She portrays the vile Cruella de Vil in a way that makes the role just as iconic as it was in the cartoon, and creates a definitive performance out of what could have been a silly or forgettable one. 5. Fatal Attraction. This movie is fantastic, and Glenn is possibly at her best here. She plays Alex with an animalistic instinct that keeps us guessing what she's going to do next and how she's going to do it. We never truly know what she wants, what she's planning, or even who she is. And all the while, we can't stop watching because she's so intriguing and alluring in a really horrible way. And that is why Glenn Close is a tough act to follow. Thanks for watching, everybody. What are your favorite Glenn Close roles? What movies were you hoping that I'd mention? Is there someone out there you are just begging for me to talk about? Comment below and let me know. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. I'm not saying that Alex Forrest will show up at your house and do unspeakable things to a rabbit if you don't, but you're better safe than sorry. And if you like what I'm doing here, head on over to my Patreon and support me further. Shout out to my patrons who've already done so. Thanks, Mom. And if you want to see more of these looks into your favorite film stars, make sure you subscribe because I'd hate for you to miss out. Thanks as always for watching, and until next time, as I always say, thanks for taking the time to get Ploominated.